Welcome back to Ethical Echoes, where we explore the complex discussions surrounding ethical dilemmas. I have Leah and Reghan here with me who will be participating in our discussion today.
Hello, everyone. I'm Leah, and I'm excited to join in on this conversation today.
And I'm Reghan. I'm glad to be here.
On today's episode, we're exploring the topic of physician assisted suicide, examining firstly background information about this ethical topic, then transitioning into how it's portrayed in the media. We will also discuss the insights gathered from our own campus survey at James Madison University and touch on our individual perspectives and how they compare to others. Lastly, we'll talk about how we might suggest this ethical topic of physician assisted suicide to advance, change, or be advocated for.
Let's start by discussing background information and evidence based content. Firstly, physician assisted suicide is a complex and controversial ethical issue that involves a terminally ill patient's request for medical assistance to end their own life. Advocates argue that it offers individuals the opportunity to maintain control over their own deaths and alleviate unbearable suffering. However, opponents raise concerns about the potential for abuse, decrease in the doctor patient relationship, and the societal implications of legalizing deliberate death. According to an article titled Trends in Medical Aid in Dying in Oregon and Washington from the NIH, the decisions to seek medical aid in dying often stem from factors such as loss of autonomy, impaired quality of life, and loss of dignity. Loss of autonomy, where individuals' ability to make decisions about their own lives is compromised, is a significant motivator. In addition, individuals may experience a diminished quality of life, which can contribute to a sense of hopelessness and suffering. Moreover, the loss of dignity, often resulting from the physical and emotional toll of illness, can further drive individuals to make the decisions to seek medical aid in dying as a way to preserve their sense of self and die with dignity, according to research findings outlined in the NIH article I mentioned previously.
Additionally, to add to Leah's points, research consistently shows that individuals seeking physician assisted suicide often do so to assert control over their bodies in the process of dying. According to an article from the American Psychological Association titled Assisted Dying: The Motivations, Benefits, and Pitfalls of Hastening Death, this desire for autonomy stems from concerns about the quality of life, psychological distress, and a need to make end of life decisions aligned with personal values. As a result, many advocates argue that legalizing physician assisted suicide offers terminally ill patients a compassionate option to maintain dignity and autonomy in their final days.
These evidence based insights provide valuable context for understanding the motivations behind individuals' decisions to pursue physician assisted suicide and the ethical considerations surrounding this practice.
Now, let's transition our conversation to discuss more about how physician assisted suicide is represented in the media. For example, the New York Times article titled When Patients Choose to End Their Lives offers a clear exploration of the topic, combining statistical data and personal narratives to provide a better understanding. The study of prescriptions for lethal medications referenced in the article analyzed 3,368 prescriptions for lethal medications written under the laws in Oregon and Washington state. This study revealed that the most common reasons for pursuing medical aid in dying were loss of autonomy, which was 87.4%, impaired quality of life at 86.1%, and loss of dignity at 68.6%. Leah touched on the study a few minutes ago, but I wanted to go ahead and add the specific percentage breakdowns in order to show how these statistics offer quantitative insights into the motivations behind patients' decisions to pursue medical aid in dying. Also, the integration of personal stories allows readers to empathize with the emotional complexities and ethical dilemmas faced by patients, families, and healthcare professionals involved in such decisions. One of the most touching personal stories shared in the article is that of John Rem. John Rem's battle with Parkinson's disease exemplifies the emotional complexities and ethical dilemmas deep rooted in end of life decisions. Despite facing debilitating symptoms and a loss of independence, John was unable to access the medical aid in dying due to legal restrictions in Maryland at the time. So instead, he was left with the agonizing choice of refusing all food, liquid, and medication to speed up his death, which inflicted additional emotional distress on him and his loved ones. John's story highlights the urgent need for expanded access to end of life options and compassionate care that honors patients' autonomy and dignity.
Similarly, Dr. Alan Sachs' TEDx talk, Beyond Life Managing Your Right to Die, adds an academic perspective, inviting viewers to contemplate the ethical dimensions of end of life decisions. Sachs skillfully navigates the ethical dimensions surrounding physician assisted suicide, urging viewers to look deeper into the philosophical and moral implications of granting individuals control over their own deaths. Through compelling arguments and insightful analysis, he challenges conventional viewpoints, encouraging critical reflection on the fundamental principles of autonomy, dignity, and compassion in the context of terminal illness. Sachs's presentation not only stimulates intellectual discussion but also portrays empathy and understanding toward those facing the difficult choice of end-of-life care.
Overall, these media examples shed light on the various viewpoints surrounding physician-assisted suicide, emphasizing the need for compassionate end-of-life options while also acknowledging ethical complexities. Now let's alter our conversation and analyze the insights gathered from our survey conducted on JMU's campus. Among those surveyed, 80% expressed support for physician-assisted suicide, citing reasons such as autonomy, control over one's body, and the need for compassionate options. Specific quotes stood out to us from surveying these individuals. For example, one student stated, "I am for it. However, there needs to be extensive measures beforehand to ensure this is what the patient wants to do." Another student stated, "I am for physician-assisted suicide because I have had family members suffer in pain. This topic really hits home for me."
Conversely, some respondents raised ethical concerns, including the belief that physicians should focus on preserving life and religious convictions and opposing any form of euthanasia or assisted suicide. An individual brought up the Hippocratic Oath by stating, "I am against physician assisted suicide because I think it ethically violates the Hippocratic Oath. I think it is the responsibility of doctors to save lives, not to assist in suicide." Another individual also stated, "I believe physicians are charged with caring for life and not ending it. Only God knows when a life will end, and we should not use our flawed human judgment to decide when a life is not worth continuing."
These survey results highlight the diversity of perspectives within our community and emphasize the importance of engaging in open dialogue on this sensitive issue.
Yes, Kaylee, I definitely agree. Finally, let's share our own individual stances on physician assisted suicide. For me, discussions with healthcare professionals have reinforced my belief in the importance of physician assisted suicide for terminally ill patients as an option for end of life care.
Similarly, my personal experiences witnessing the suffering of my grandparents have solidified my support for physician assisted suicide as a compassionate option to alleviate unbearable pain and maintain dignity.
And for me, my family's emphasis on autonomy and individual choice has shaped my belief in the right to die with dignity. Witnessing loved ones struggle with terminal illness has further strengthened my support for physician assisted suicide.
As we reflect on the media representations, survey insights, and our own perspectives, it's clear that physician assisted suicide is a complex issue with deeply held beliefs and ethical considerations.
Moving forward, I believe it's crucial to advocate for increased awareness and education surrounding physician assisted suicide. This can help ensure that individuals facing terminal illness have access to comprehensive information and support to make informed decisions about their care.
I agree, Reagan. Additionally, there needs to be ongoing conversation and collaboration among healthcare professionals, policymakers, and community members to address the ethical, legal, and practical challenges associated with physician assisted suicide.
Absolutely. By creating a supportive and inclusive environment for discussing end of life care, we can work towards advancing policies that prioritize patient autonomy, dignity, and compassionate care. Furthermore, by advocating for comprehensive reform at both the local and institutional levels, individuals can contribute to creating a more supportive and inclusive environment for discussing and addressing end of life care needs.
I agree with you, Leah. I appreciate you both for joining in on today's conversation. That's all we have time for today. Thank you for joining us on this insightful journey.
Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep striving for a more ethical world.